Hello everybody, hope you're all well and safe wherever you are in the world today. Thank you very much first of all for tuning in to this live event about how psychics work, what differentiates them from medium, and how you can also develop your psychic abilities. So I'm always very pleased to have you here and share my passion and my true calling with you all. And once again, thank you, and you are all very welcome. And just before we dive into the subject, I just want to make clear that this is not live readings. I don't do any live readings like this. I only work in private readings or platform demonstration when I do mediumship. So please just bear in mind this is a live talk about how psychics work. It's not live readings. Thank you very much. So once again, very welcome, and let's dive in. So during this talk together, we will have a more in-depth look at what psychics are, what differentiates them from mediums, how they work, but also something very interesting, how you can develop your own psychic abilities, okay? Knowing that really every one of us has some psychic abilities, and we'll go into more details later on during the talk. Now, myself, I've been working as a psychic medium for a while now, so psychic medium, okay? And I have never stopped learning new things to strengthen my own abilities. It is a lifelong learning process. And as I said, this type of spiritual work, connecting with people or connecting with spirit, it requires a lot of training and work as well. Something very important to say before we even carry on talking about what psychics are. And to me, this spiritual work is a real passion. I'm very passionate about what I do with people. It could be my connection with spirits, which is amazing, which is the medium side, but also the connection we call the soul-to-soul connection with people. And we will end the talk with a short guided meditation to help you develop your extrasensory perception skills, okay? So, before starting, I just want to say and repeat and maybe debunk a myth that there's far more to psychics than, candles, cards and crystal balls. These are some tools, yes, that we will describe later on, but there's far more to psychics than this. I personally practice for healing purposes and not entertainment. And it's important to understand that the rule of thumb is that all psychics are not medium, but that all mediums are psychics, okay? So, before diving into how psychics work and who they really are, I just want to stop for a second and explain the difference between psychics and mediums. And then we'll focus only on the psychics today, for today's talk. But just to clear maybe some confusion that, some people use the two words thinking it's exactly the same. It's not the same. So what is a medium? A medium is a spiritual gifted person who establishes a connection with what we call the spirit world, with your loved one in spirit world, or what we also call the discarnate entities, spirits, okay? Now, the medium is able to have an active and real-time conversation with your loved ones who have passed and can provide you, this is the important part for the mediums, enough evidence and details to remove any doubts in your mind that the medium is talking to your loved one in spirit world. First of all, medium's task and role and true calling is really, the primary objective, if you want, is to show proof and give evidence of the continuity of life after death to the client, to who we call the sitter, okay? So to summarize, a medium establishes a connection with the spirit world. And now, what is a psychic? A psychic is a spiritually gifted person as well, but a psychic establishes what we call a soul-to-soul connection. So the difference is the soul-to-soul connection is a psychic with what we call the client or the sitter, like myself and my client or my sitter. I establish a soul-to-soul connection, which is a living person to a living person connection, okay? So this is the very important difference. There is no messages from spirit when we do only psychic readings. It's soul-to-soul connection, but it's also the psychic reading the client's energy. So a psychic is not a mind reader. I will go into this a bit later, but it's an energy reader. We pick up. How can we pick up? We pick up because we connect to the person's energy. So again, I just want to make clear, a psychic is not a fortune teller. Okay, and no disrespect to anyone, everybody is doing, a great job and a healing job in the world, but I just want to make the difference. Psychics are not fortune tellers. So if you want to come and see a psychic to know when you'll get married or if you're going to win the lottery, you'll be very disappointed. And also you'll make our jobs, the psychic job, very hard, because then we'll feel very bad feeling that we couldn't help you. Now, a psychic is an extremely intuitive person who is able to perceive information that is beyond the normal reach of the 5 senses and gain insight into the past, the present, and the near future of the client or the sitter. So a psychic can use all existed senses in their work, and we will, go into more details about all the senses when we'll talk about the tools that a psychic uses. And again, psychics use or establishes a soul-to-soul connection. Very important. They're not mind reader, they're energy reader, because they connect to the person's soul and energy. So, as I said, the person that's coming, the client, the reader, comes with an energy, with vibes, and we pick up on this. Now, a soul-to-soul connection can be extremely powerful, and thanks to that soul-to-soul, human-to-human connection, a psychic can deliver any messages related to that person, to the sitter. For example, this is what happens in some, of the psychic readings I'm doing. Hi Maria. Yeah, thank you for your message. I will get back to you after the talk. Thank you very much for tuning in. A very interesting question. I'll definitely get back to you. Thanks for watching. And thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. So as a psychic, with my soul-to-soul connection, I can, deliver information about the past, the present, and the near future. And again, no, not fortune telling. So it's a spiritual ability. Not even I say spiritual gifted people, but I always call this a spiritual ability, not a gift. This is my definition, and it's only my opinion. Because I really believe that everybody can develop psychic abilities. So again, before we move on, psychics, soul-to-soul connection, not mind readers, but energy readers who pick up on a situation on another realm, the soul level, your soul level. They can decipher what is going on with you and anyone you ask about. And more than anything else, a good psychic reader will sense how you are feeling and what's happening in your energy field. So they'll pick up on why you feel the way you feel and the struggle you may be having in making a decision, for example. They can also sense which choice provides a clearer, happier path for you, but they will not know, your birthday or what is your favorite song, because again, we're not reading your mind, we're just picking up on your vibes. So, very important thing also to remember is just like anyone, any of us, any people, psychics can also make mistakes. Providing readings can be demanding work, and many psychics need time to unwind as well and to clear their energies. So they can't be on 24/7. And again, psychics can't know everything, they connect to people's energy. So, because I hear a lot in my own life, in my own life, people saying, oh, well, you're a psychic, so you can tell me this and you know that. It doesn't really work like this, because when I have a reading, I connect to the person's energy. Or even before the reading, I can feel a person's energy. But we're not tuned in 24/7, because obviously, everybody needs a break. And also, as I said, psychics can't know everything, because remember, it's not only against human nature, but it's also against the rules of the universe. Nobody can know everything. It would be wouldn't even say too easy, but it would again be against all the laws of the universe. And also, something important to say, sometimes an answer is blocked because the client or you aren't ready or open to receiving an accurate answer. And sometimes the higher powers are protecting you because the answer may change the way you think, on a detrimental level. So a responsible psychic will ask to receive information that is in your best interest. This is very important to understand. A psychic will ask, information from your energy field, from the higher consciousness, to only the information that is to your best interest and for your higher good, and help you on the most, I would say, on your personal journey, on your growth, So see a psychic as a spiritual advisor. And again, just like you, each psychic in the world is also on a journey. There's always more to explore and more to learn, and there's always room to grow and to improve. And again, their abilities become finer and fine-tuned over time with experience and again training. So there are several things to keep in mind when getting a psychic reading. Most importantly is that the psychic is giving you a peek into your life and the situation you're asking about. It's not the whole picture. It's only what you need to hear in that particular moment of time. There's something very important as well to understand. This is why I say it's a spiritual advisor. You know, we're not God or the universe, whoever God is to you. We're not here to tell you everything. We're giving you a peek at that moment in time, picking up on your energy and helping you to make your next life decisions more consciously. And it's also very important to remember that your future is not set in stone. I say this to all the people that come to me. You have many possibilities and many paths ahead of you. And most of all, you have your free will. And people smile when I say this, but this is very important. It's part of the... Hi, Judy. Thanks very much for tuning in. You're very welcome. And hi, everybody. So, free will is very important because nobody, no psychic, no one can actually stop you and like a responsible psychic will never tell you that you must do something or that you must leave someone, or you must leave a job. No, we're giving you insights and guidance on something that is troubling you, and we're helping you to move on or make the next decision. But at every time, your free will must prevail. Okay, this is very important. Psychics can't walk your path for you, nor will they pressure you or to walk a certain path. Even if you consult several psychics, you will always remain in control of your choices, of all the choices you take in life. So what you do with the psychic information you receive is what ultimately determines the outcome, okay, of a situation. A psychic can tell you what will happen if you do something specific or something in particular, because this is what they pick up. Now, but, your future can change based on whether you take their advice or not. This is why it's coming back to the free will part. No one can take away your free will. It's up to you to follow their advice or not. And every choice you make lays out a path, but it's never too late, remember, to get on a better path with the insights you might gain, from a psychic reading. Now, another thing to remember as well, and I like to repeat this, and I say this to everybody I meet actually that is interested in the psychic readings or the psychic side of things, is that timelines can be a bit fuzzy, okay? Timelines are not always very clear. Most psychics, can see a season or get a general idea of when something will occur. We can tell you, for example, oh, I can feel this is going to last another couple of years, or this might get sorted out in the spring or the summer or by Christmas. So that's why I'm saying it's most of the time a season or a certain period, but it's very hard to get an exact date and tell you, well, the 25th of August, this will happen. Again, no, because it's against all the laws of the universe. Things can change depending on your free will again. Sorry. Now again, exact dates are very rarely revealed, and even if they are, sometimes it might happen that, we really have a very strong feeling about a specific date. I'm saying again on the psychic readings, even as mentioned above, you have your free will, and the outcome depends on your own timing and your course of actions, of course. And I am always fully convinced that we create our own reality and destiny based on our thoughts, our words, and our deeds. And again, as a psychic, I'm able to tell you where you're headed in the future based on your present thoughts and the energy that surrounds the thoughts. But if you decide to change your thoughts or mind, you can change the future outcomes, again, coming back to free will. I repeat this because I really want people to have a clear understanding of what do we do, as psychics. How can we help? Again, I come back to the spiritual advice and spiritual guidance, but no one and no responsible psychic will tell you you must do something, or nobody can walk your path for you. Now, let's have a look at the tools now that psychics use. This was more of an introduction of, what psychics, what differentiates them from mediums, and how really they can help. Now, all psychics out there use some specific tools. It's very personal. It depends on every psychic. So to help them connect to a person or to deliver messages. And before going any further, it's very important to mention that the psychic's primary tool is their senses, also called the clairs. What we call clairs are our senses, 5 senses. And I will explain now. As I said, these are the main tools, primary tools. Then, of course, we'll have a look at other tools. So we have the clairvoyance, which is clear seeing. We receive extrasensory impressions and symbols in the form of mental images through our mind's eye, the third eye, okay, here, when we connect to the person. There is also the claircognizance, which is clear knowing, when we just know something to be true, like a stroke of instant insight, without even seeing it or hearing or feeling it. Again, when we connect to the person, we can just know something. Now, there is also the clairaudience, the clear hearing. We mainly receive intuitive information with our inner outer hearing. Another sense is what we call clear empathy or clear emotional feeling. We sense other people's emotions, thoughts and symptoms, their emotional energy, okay? An important one as well to mention is what we call clear sentience, which is clear physical feeling, okay? Now, clear empathy was clear emotional feeling. Clear sentience is clear physical feeling. We get intuitive insights by way of a physical experience in our body when we have that gut feeling, what we call, okay? Hi Helen, thanks for tuning in. Hello everybody again, you're all very welcome. And another sense is clairtendency, which is a clear touching. We have the ability to perceive facts about an event or person by contact with or proximity to the object of person. So more commonly known as psychometry. Now, nowadays, with obviously, the current pandemic, we're not going to touch people. We have a lot of online work. At the moment, I personally do only everything online. So, but the clairtendency can still work because we don't specifically need to touch the person. With the energy, we can still get the vibes here. Very important. And we'll come back to the psychometry a little bit further in the talk. We also have the clairalliance, which is the clear smelling. We have insights through the perception of smell, such as smelling a fragrance or an odor or a substance, a person, a place, or an animal that is not in our immediate surroundings. So, like the person can come for a reading, if it's a face-to-face reading, let's say, and he wears a specific perfume, and we can pick up something from the perfume. This would be the clairalliance or clear smelling. We also have the clairgustance, which is the clear tasting. We perceive psychic information through our sense of taste without having any physical source of taste in our mouth. So these are all the senses that we use, primary tool for any psychics, okay? Now, in addition to the senses, some psychics can also use some specific tools to deliver the messages. While some psychics are happy to use a variety of these tools, most of them seem comfortable to actually use only one tool they are used to. I personally, for me, as a psychic and a medium, but on the psychic side, I don't use any tools. I work only with my intuition and I just work with what I pick up on an energy level. The odd time I can use some cards, tarot cards or angel cards, really at the odd time to just confirm something I'm feeling. That's just for me personally. I really use all my senses. When I say intuition, it's all my senses and all my clairs to work on a psychic level. And again, something interesting to understand is during a reading, we can actually use different clairs. We can pick up something on the smell. We can pick something up like smelling a fragrance. We can pick something up with the clairaudience, with an image with the clairvoyance. It will really depend because I repeat this as well, each reading is very unique. Hi Gary, thanks for tuning in as well. Hi again everybody, thank you for joining me. And and it's important to mention as well that each one of these tools has, its own limits. So I won't go into too much details on all the tools. I'll just mention a few because again, personally, I don't use them, but it's important that, people know what is available. Just when I say the tools have their limits, for example, a tarot card deck cannot provide some of the details that an astrology chart readings can provide. For example, both may arrive at the same points but with different insights and details. So to predict events or to give guidance, I don't really like to say predict events, because again, we can only give insights and guidance of what we feel might, happen. So psychics need, some psychics use some tools, like they call a divination tool, which is a bridge between this reality and the next. So below now, I'm going to give you the list of some of the most common used tools. We have astrology. Some psychics use, they're very much into the astrology part. They can use some astrology calculation based on the exact positions of the sun, the moon, the planets. So this is one tool. We have the tarot card as well, very commonly used with a lot, by a lot of psychics. And the illustrations of the tarot deck gives the psychic many possible ways to start a reading, and the card spread reveals several types of situations that the psychic can give an interpretation for. Now, the famous crystal ball as well. A lot of people have questions about the crystal ball, and there's a lot of also of jokes and even sometimes negative jokes about the crystal ball. But the crystal ball is there's nothing negative about the crystal ball. It is just a tool like a tarot card deck. So the visual that a psychic gets from crystal ball are by far actually the most accurate illustration of what we would call the near future or the prediction. Nonetheless, it happens that some psychics, are unable to accurately describe what they see. Again, this depends on how the psychic, works and what tools they like using. We also have a palmistry. So in this case, the psychic reads the lines in our hands. The simplest lines can have the deepest meanings to a master of palmistry. I don't do this, but it's a great tool. I have a lot of people I know that do this, and it's quite amazing the insights and the guidance you can get as well from a palmistry reading, a palm reading. Now there's also tea leaves. Tea leaves, a psychic who has mastered the art of tea leaf reading understands that the patterns left in the swirl have, been impacted by the energy, the sitter's energy, and a good psychic can see one or two, I would say, types of visions or guidance in every session. This is what usually happens if you have like a tea leaf session. You also have the coffee ground readings, which is called the tasseography. And this has been around for centuries, actually, like a lot of the tools, but the coffee grounds reading has been around for at least a few centuries. Over time, these readings became increasingly popular and made it to all corners of the world. The Turkish coffee readings stand out because they paint like a clear image of the coffee drinker's life in the greatest details. So again, I am not reading in the coffee grounds, so I can't give you more details, but definitely this is another tool that some psychics might use. Now there's also what we would say some other, the other tools that psychics would use. Like some psychics even use some relaxation techniques to get their clients or the sitters ready for the reading session. And some of them sometimes even use some feng shui influences to create a favorable environment for the readings and enhance all the energies. Now, these are just some tools, common tools that some psychics might use. But again, remember, the most important tool a psychic uses is their clairs, their senses, okay? And, linked to the intuition and the feelings they get from all the energies they connect. So now that we have seen the most common tools psychics use, I want to say and repeat that each and every one of us have psychic abilities. This is the important part of the talk as well today, is explaining what a psychic is, what is the difference with mediums, which tools some psychic use. But now the important part as well, or the exciting part of the talk, even more exciting, is that you all have psychic abilities. I repeat this all the time, and some people sometimes stare at me thinking I'm going mad, but actually no, because every one of us, we all have the abilities. I'll explain now. For example, do you find that when you are thinking of someone, the phone rings and it seems, and it's them, calling? Or you think of someone that you haven't seen for a long time and you end up bumping into them, to the supermarket or whatever. Or you have this knowing that you should not drive a certain way as you will get stuck in traffic, but you don't listen, you think, oh, that's foolish. And then you go that way and then you end up in a traffic jam and you get stuck for quite a long time. And then you just, think, oh God, I should have listened to my gut feeling. okay? So this is really, these are some very basic examples, but this is just your intuition and psychic abilities at play. So we can say again, and everyone has psychic abilities to some degree, of course, from a simple gut instinct through to seeing, I would say future events. You can develop your natural abilities through meditation, workshops, and understanding the abilities you already have. First of all, you need to understand what abilities you have. Then you can use meditation, relaxation techniques, and there's a lot of, tutors, workshops, and people who can also train you to increase these abilities. Something I hope you notice as well, but I'll repeat there, is that I never use the word gifts. I don't like it. And again, this is my personal opinion. Every one of us, we all have our own personal opinion and definition. For me, I never use gifts, and instead I use the word abilities, as I firmly believe, personally, we all have these abilities to some extent, and with, now the important part here, with commitment, dedication, and hard work, we can increase and develop them if we want to develop them. So psychic abilities and intuition become astute with exercise and use as well, practice, just like any other muscles or organ in your body. The more you practice, the more you increase your abilities. Very simple rule, like anything else you do in your life. The more you work out, the fitter you feel, etc. Now again, however, I'll say training is a key to success, and that the more you work with your natural talents, the more effective you become in quieting your mind. This is very important. And this is extremely important in the mediumship part, but today we'll focus on the psychics. But even on psychic readings, and when you do psychic work, quieting the mind is very important to actually sustain a comfortable and most importantly, a relaxed state of mind and body that will help you concentrate and, on the person, on the sitter, and on their energy. So psychic abilities are no less a skill to be honed than any other skill or talent that we have to train for. This is very important. So adopt a few of the exercises I'm going to give you now if you're interested in developing your psychic abilities. So first of all, I want to say that they're quite easily, you can easily fit them in your weekly routine, and you will be on your way like the professionals on improving your psychic abilities. And again, this is only if you have the wish to do so. I'm not telling you today, well, you must become a psychic. What I'm just saying is, even if you don't practice or you don't want to go that way on that route, you can still work on your psychic abilities, because it can help you in your daily life. When you have a question or when you feel something, it will actually also help you do something very important. Trust yourself. This is, very important, because in life, each one of us, above, excluding all these psychic readings, is that it's very important that we trust ourselves as well, and that we actually work and improve ourselves to be able to trust ourselves. So some exercises you can use to increase your psychic abilities or develop them, okay? Meditation, very important. Meditation, again, I'm not going to go into details of meditation because it's very personal to each one of us. Personally, I meditate every day for a short period of times, morning, evenings, because I'm the type of person being very hyperactive, very dynamic, that my mind can only be quieted for a certain period of time. So I always do. The key to all that I'm telling you now about the exercises is repetition. It's a routine. You need to build a routine. It's not, right, I want to develop my clairvoyance, so I'm going to meditate for 3 days. And then I'll say, well, Nadia, it doesn't work. Of course it won't work, because the key is repetition and routine. You need to establish a routine which will create, a habit. You don't create a habit in 2-3 days, as I think, most of you might have heard that the rule of thumb said that you need at least 21 days and at least to create a new habit. And this is just at least, depending on which type of habit you want to create. So meditation, why? Because a relaxed state of mind and body is required. So the first way to improve your psychic ability is to implement the regular practice of meditation. So psychic abilities at its core is attuning to someone's energy, someone's spirit, living, okay? So it's important here to train yourself to reach your center without much effort, and this will increase your psychic contacts with the universe and with the person, but with the universe first of all. So beginning with a focus point to keep your attention on, such like a candle or some like just a spot on the wall. And this is very effective as well at letting go of all the mental wanderings and the inner dialogue. You know, all the thoughts, or sometimes we call the monkey mind as well. So you can also do that. You know, you can either just meditate, or if you don't necessarily want just to close your eyes and lie and meditate, you can just stare at a point like a candle. I'm seeing a candle, but could be just stare at a spot somewhere and quieten the mind, let go, and you will see, just breathe naturally and effortlessly without, you know, forcing it, and you will see that this will actually force the mind to quieten. Another exercise or another tool could be, of course, taking psychic classes. Psychic abilities are not just for the gifted one, as we say, but psychic classes are developed by certified professional psychics. I personally attend a lot of training courses, workshops, on a regular basis for my mediumship, and when I do mediumship, I also develop my psychic at the same time. But there's a lot of courses available. And remember as well that the current situation with the pandemic has opened us to the use of online technology. And love it or hate it, it's there, it's a tool, and used wisely, it, you know, can change everybody's life, especially at the moment. And there are several high quality online psychic training courses available out there. Have a look on the internet and, you know, search, you will find some useful resources. Another exercise or tool could be, well, I shouldn't even say could be. I'm saying this sometimes to me and I have to actually delete this could be from my own language and say is, which is take care of your body, because it's not an option. I had to work on myself a lot, being very honest and transparent, to take care of my body, of my mind, of course, because I'm a therapist and coach as well as a psychic medium, but I think sometimes I left the body out of the equation. So very important, take care of your body. Your diet, exercise, and overall physical condition affect your psychic ability. Believe me on that one. So I'm not telling you to run for 5 hours every day. I'm just saying diet, exercise, and overall physical condition. Again, this is very personal to each one of you. But keeping in a good state of health will help you improve your psychic abilities. And that could include, you know, not smoking or not smoking too much, low or even better, no consumption of alcohol, implementing some types of exercise program, you know, would help you also along the way to improve your psychic abilities. I have to be very honest here. You know, I like to have a good party like anyone, I would say, meet people, meet friends. And when I was younger, I could have a few drinks, like, you know, very harmless, social drinker. But with the development of my psychic and mediumship work, well, I have to say, it is just alcohol is not, you know, a good combination if you want to develop your psychic and mediumship abilities. So I personally have stopped drinking. So again, I might have the occasional glass, you know, socially, but because this is just not helping, you know, quieting the mind and helping us letting go. Again, this is personal to me, and you know, each one of you have your free will to see what you want to implement in your life. I'm just sharing my own experience. Now, another example is also, I think Maria asked me earlier on, is working with your guides. So we all have guides that are there to assist us in our daily life choices and experiences. They are always around, but a thought away, always a thought away. I always work with my spirit guide, very close to my spirit guide, for my psychics as well as for my mediumship. So whether you are aware or not of the presence, they are always around you and they are a thought away. So we're not going to go into all the techniques now. I'll get back to you, Maria, on your question later on. But learning to connect with your spirit guides more consciously can give you a powerful and effective tool. You know, it's very effective to develop your abilities. The more you work with your guides, the clearer and more effortless the connection will be. And this is even more important in mediumship, but it's also important in psychic readings. So allowing these connections to happen rather than making them happen will give you more trust with the information and the insights shared by your guides. They will work with us. Just ask. For this, again, I'm not going to go into too many details, but there are a lot of wonderful meditations out there to connect to spirit guides. And again, connecting to the spirit guide will require that you quieten your mind and that you center yourself, so you let your guide, you get their insights and messages. Another exercise, or I don't know if we can call it exercise, a tool, but it's a simple word. Might seem very, might make you smile, but it's trust. Trust, Trust. Psychic ability increases when you take chances with your perceptions, accepting them such that you boldly state them. So you can do this by using affirmation on a daily basis until you feel you have accepted the fact subconsciously that you have indeed that psychic abilities and are capable of implementing them successfully. So you can use affirmation if you want. This is another tool, but trust. This is what I'm saying is, at the beginning of everyone's journey, could be, I'm talking about the psychic today, but could be any point of any journey. The most important thing is trust. Okay? So at some stage, if you feel something very strongly, if you just know something very strongly, like the claircognizance, or you feel something, the clairsentience, well, trust. Learn to trust yourself. This will come with practice as well. And as I said, affirmation, exercises, meditation will help you. And you will see that the more you trust yourself, the more the messages get clear, and you actually end up knowing that, yes, I was right. This actually is happening. Now, there's other exercise as well. I mentioned it earlier on during the talk, is psychometry. So what is psychometry? So implement the practice of psychometry is really helpful. And it's the ability of reading a person's energy by touching a personal possession. So it could be, without obviously touching the person, but especially nowadays. But even if you have an envelope or a picture, or I don't know, a watch, an item, whatever, this is psychometry. So if you can do that, by the way, again, in your personal life, outside of any readings, just for yourself, to help you increase your psychic exercise. I do a lot of psychometry exercises, which is, again, touching an object, or take an object in your hand. Practice by getting to touch object that belong to someone else. Would be better a friend, a close family member, someone that that you can check the information without knowing everything, but some information you can check. And try to see if you sense any impressions of that person at that moment in time. You will be really amazed at what can come up, But again, this also, the psychometry exercise will help you build your trust, because you will see with time, that things are actually making sense. And this type of interaction will go a long way to help increase or improve, as I said, your psychic abilities. And this is a practice that can be implemented immediately. You don't need anything, and you may be surprised at how fast you begin to receive impressions. So remember this psychometry exercises. Try this if you're interested with, in your household. Take something, and like an envelope or whatever, an object, and see what you pick up, and then check what the person it belongs to. And again, then after that, there's a variety of tools and exercises, which are tarot cards, pendulums are easy to learn and help improve psychic abilities. But learn about the tools there's quite a few. We're not going to go into all the details, but pendulum, divining rods, and even your own hands, by the way, the body, these are your tools as well as your mind. They can all be used as tools. So if you're interested, again, you can research this on the internet and see. You will get exercises, or you will get, some psychic classes that will teach you how to use this, for example, pendulums, the right way, obviously. Hello, Madhu from Sri Lanka. Nice to have you here. Hello. So it's evening in Sri Lanka. Lovely. I'm in Dublin here, and it's lunchtime, so you're very welcome. And a warm welcome to everybody joining me now. So these are just some of the, the common tools. There's more, like a dream journal. Again, this is very important. Become aware of your dreams, and your dreams are a doorway to the subconscious mind, and you can keep a dream, say journal, but book, diary, that will lead you to answers, and that could unlock the mysteries of your daily life, or even some of your very future events. So make sure that you pay attention to your dreams. I'm talking about your personal side here. If you're interested to develop your abilities for your own life, in your own life, it's worth having a dream journal. Make sure that you pay attention to your dreams to see whether or not your dreams come true as well. And again, there's more exercises that can help you develop your senses or your clairs, as I mentioned before. And you will be surprised here again at how fast you can improve, develop all your clairs and these abilities with some of the exercise that some teachers can give you. Or again, go online and have a look, because there's great websites with some, exercises to help you develop your psychic abilities. And psychic abilities are one of the greatest gifts of nature. They enable us to sense something beyond the realm of our own existence. So there are abilities, again, that everyone happens to possess to some extent, although most of us go through life not realizing this and not realizing the vast potential that lies within us. And that's very important, Now, something else I just want to touch here is, although very important, intuition is just a small part of being a professional psychic, okay? Just want to make this fact straight as well, is intuition plays a part, but it's a small part of being a professional, or what we call a working psychic. So it's important to note that the best psychics, again, just like the mediums, but again, today we're on to the psychics, the best psychics have undergone years of training in different schools and methodologies. As I said myself, I do attend regular psychic and mediumship training to expand my abilities. And again, to say I really enjoy this is an understatement. To me, this is a true calling. It's what I think I always knew I had it, never wanted to think about that until a few years back when I came to Ireland, which, we never live with regrets, because whatever happened in the past has helped us build who we are today. But I'm very happy today. I'm very grateful to have these abilities, but to have developed these abilities, okay? And I'm very grateful to work as a medium as well, because I love my connection to spirit world. Now, as I said, being a professional psychic is real hard work. But even though it's a career and true calling, I do what I do because I truly care about people. And I believe that I have to use my abilities to share with the world, to help others live the best possible lives. So as I said, I'm also a therapist and coach, and I use all these abilities to help people grow, to help people on the personal journey. Now, remember, on this, when I say personal journey and growth, something very important here is that psychic readings are intended to empower you to take responsibility for making the best choices for yourself. They're here to empower you, okay? So all readings are intended to offer an insight into a person's personal life, and to offer guidance. And again, do not in any way, substitute or constitute any legal, financial, or professional advice. Messages you receive, this is very important, and I know I'm probably, repeating this all the time, but I think a lot of people have misconceptions about what's happening in a psychic reading, because messages you receive in a psychic reading are here to help you, empower you, give you guidance, give you confirmation that you're on the right way, or maybe just give you that extra bit of help that, oh, okay, I never thought about this, might be worth a try. Empowerment, okay? Now, messages you receive in a reading will never replace any medical advice, treatment, or program you receive from a licensed medical, legal, or financial, or psychological professional. This is extremely important to understand, because I do get people asking me about legal questions, health questions. I am a hypnotherapist, I am a coach, and I'm a psychic medium. I am not a lawyer, I am not a legal professional, and I am not a doctor, I'm not a GP, I'm not a surgeon. I am not able to give you this information. I'm here to help you, empower you with guidance, with whatever I pick up from you. This is my role, but never this is never a substitute to any medical, legal, financial, or professional advice. So I really hope you enjoyed this talk, and if you need any more information about the way I work, or if you're interested in psychics, and a mediumship as well. I'm preparing currently now a workshop that will be available later on this summer, or maybe early summer. I will get back to you with dates, but if you're interested in developing your abilities or just have a question or interested in readings, feel free to contact me. I've put my website in the comment box, and I will be delighted to have your questions and get back to you. Now, for those who want to stay as well here now with me, we will have a short guided meditation on how to help you develop your extrasensory perception. So if you want to stay with me, you're very welcome. Now, the only thing I will ask you to do if you want to stay for this very short guided meditation is to be in a comfortable place, not driving, nowhere where your full attention is required. So please don't drive. Don't listen to this if you're driving, if your full attention is required, or if you're operating any type of machinery. So if you're ready, I just invite you to close your eyes and relax and listen to the sound of my voice. You are a beautiful being of light, and you are unaffected by negativity and retain the ability to enjoy all of the warmth and joy that life has to offer. You are shining your light because you are a being of light, and you are totally detached from any negativity. You are open and receptive to love in all its shapes or form. You do not complain. You accept other people as they are without expecting them to change. You are patient, calm, and harmoniously centered at all times. You let go, you let go, you let go of all fear-based emotions such as blame, jealousy, guilt, and possessiveness. All negative emotions are now part of your past. You are independent and self-responsible, and fully realized that you have unlimited abilities to create your own reality. And you notice that you are rapidly developing perception and psychic abilities. The psychic abilities and power are within you, and they are your divine right. Infinite Spirit gives you the wisdom to increase your psychic abilities and awareness. You trust your intuitive processes. Your thoughts have psychic validity, and you know you can trust your thoughts. You have extrasensory and precognitive abilities. You listen to that inner self because you know your inner self knows, and you know your inner self is reliable. You follow the magical path of intuition, and your psychic abilities increase tenfold. Every day, your awareness increases, and you receive many insights. You have the total ability to concentrate totally upon the subject of your immediate focus, whether business, pleasure, or meditation. You keep your mind calm like water. You remain centered at all times, physically relaxed, emotionally calm, mentally focused, and spiritually aware. You now know that your psychic abilities are real and that they are increasing as you go along. And now you can take a few seconds to come back to the room. Open your eyes, stretch and smile. Come back to everyday awareness. And just be ready to get on with your day or your evening, wherever you are in the world. In a very positive state of mind, fully energized and happy to be you. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in today. It was a delight to share my passion with you. And please bear with me. I will get back to people who have commented here. And if you do have any questions or want to, any type of information or interested in any readings or in anything I might do, please have a look at my website or contact me via WhatsApp, email or phone, and I will be delighted to get back to you. I have another talk tomorrow, Irish time, Dublin time at 12, on past life regression hypnosis, because as I said, I'm also a hypnotherapist and a mind coach. So you're very welcome if you want to tune in tomorrow, if you're interested into past life regression used in a therapeutic environment. Take care, and thanks again everybody for tuning in. Bye bye. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.